And so no one has to be excused. The minutes from July 22nd were circulated. Yubi, move as circulated. Any discussion? All in favor? Those are passed. Are there any post-agenda items for MPC? Then can we have an adoption of the agenda, please? Alan moves. Thank you. So before I go any further, I'd like to just quickly go around and introduce everyone and have our guests introduce themselves. On the adoption of the agenda? That's probably a good plan, eh? It's probably the way things should be done. I would have elbowed you, but I can't. That's why I get elbowed. All in favor of adoption of the agenda? Thank you. So just for our guests' benefit, if we'll introduce ourselves, and we'll start with you, Lionel.
Good morning. Well, I know these people all my life.
Good morning, Tracy Fife, your Division 5 counselor. Nice to see you here today. And just a reminder for everybody to speak into their mics so we can hear, because if we get away from it, the sound doesn't travel.
Good morning, Brian DeJong, Div 8, which is around the village of Dutchess.
Good morning, Anne-Marie Phillipson, Division 3, Patricia area, and I'm assuming it's Mona?
Morning, I'm Kelly Chrisman. I'm from Division 6 on the west side of the county. Welcome.
And I think we know each other also, so go ahead, Molly.
Hi, I'm Molly Douglas, and I represent the northern part of the county, the Finnegan Gem, Duck Lake area.
Nice to meet you. My name is Matt Fensky, County Administrator.
Morning, Wayne Hammerton, Division 4, Scandia, Rainier, and Bow City.
Good morning, Huey Kellen, Division 2, Antilles area.
Good morning, I'm Ellen Undra, and I represent the countryside around the village of Rosemary.
I'm Pam Elliott, and I'm the Admin Assistant for Planning and Development.
I'm Sandra Stanway with the Brooks Bulletin.
No, and now it's your turn. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. And certainly if we have any questions, we'll certainly ask them of you when your item comes up. Going on to development report. There was a number of items there. Are there any questions on those? Seeing none, we will accept those as information, and we'll go to our first development permit. Yes, go ahead, Channelie.
Thank you. Development permit 2021043 is an application for construction of a detached garage with an upstairs loft with a variance to the setbacks. The dwelling was approved in May of 1985 and was constructed encroaching onto the EID parcel to the west. In August 2020, the current landowners purchased the parcel. There was 3 non-compliant accessory buildings located on the east side of the parcel. The landowner will remove all of these structures to allow for the construction of the detached garage. The land is zoned acreage residential, which has a minimum setback of 25 feet. However, these setbacks aren't suitable for this subdivision. The applicant is requesting a variance to all 3 sides and the separation between the buildings. There was no concerns from staff. There was no response from adjacent landowners. EID responded that they have no issues. The Pattersons have submitted a letter this morning, which I have passed out to MPC, and they are here to answer questions. We are recommending approval with conditions.
Thank you, Shanley. Would you have anything to add, Craig, up front? Or? Okay.
No, not at this time.
Okay, thank you. Wayne.
And Greg, I'm going to make this short, but I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Kelly?
Question for Shanley. Is it your observation that the 25 feet is not suitable? So if that's the case, will the new bylaw that you're working on fix that problem? Because if this is the situation on this property, I'm sure it's other properties out there as well, right?
That is correct. Most of the buildings in this area are not the 25-foot setback. Most of them are much smaller than 25 feet, and the new land use bylaw will correct that.
Because that will certainly save the residents going forward, right? Good. Thank you.
Any other questions, Molly?
Just a comment that after all the years of being on council and hearing gloomy things from the Bantry Bay area, it's really nice to have an application that comes in following the process and looking to make a fresh start out there. This is my comments. I think it's great. Thank you.
That's because anybody who grows up in Rolling Hills always follows the rules.
Follows the rules. Good to hear, Clarence.
There's one exception here. We do have a motion in front of us with the variances. Are there any other questions? I will ask all those in favor. Opposed? Nobody? So you're off and running. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Going on to our next development permit, Shanley.
Development permit 2021061 is the application for the approval of 2 additions to a garage. The existing additions were brought to the attention of planning and development staff from the county assessor. The date of the construction is unknown, but guessed to be within the last 5 years. The applicants and her siblings inherited the parcel with the additions already constructed and are requesting a variance to one of the sides of the yard. There was no issues or concerns from staff. There was no response from adjacent landowners. We circulated the IDP via email and they had no issues or concerns. We're recommending approval with conditions.
Thank you. Questions? There are no, yes, Molly.
I was just going to make.
Okay, fine. Molly moves as recommended. Any further discussion? I will call the question. All in favor? That is also approved. Other business? Yes, Shanley, go ahead.
Xplornet Telecommunications is proposing to install a tower. The parcel that they are proposing is agriculture and is surrounded by agricultural land. The applicants are requesting that the public information meeting be waived. They'll circulate within a 2-mile radius and then come back to the September meeting with the responses from the circulations and request concurrence at that time. I provided 2 options. Option 1 is for the Municipal Planning Commission to waive the public information, and option 2 is to refuse the request to waive the public information meeting.
Okay. Questions from anyone? Yes, Brian.
I can't remember if we've ever waived one before. I think, isn't it our assumption our intent is to always have the public informed as far as if they have a concern, and to have that ability to inform or have the applicant engage with the residents. So my question is, have we ever waived one before?
Go ahead, Kelly.
We did waive the last one that came to MPC, and it was a Trevita Tower. They do still need to send notifications to all the neighbors within the 2 miles, and they do need to provide a letter to Municipal Planning Commission with what they have sent out to the neighbors and the neighbors' responses before they can move forward.
Lionel?
Well, I think in light of the concerns we've had from the public lately on a few of our issues, I don't recommend that we waive this. I think that the public should have an opportunity to express themselves.
Yes, Molly.
Just for clarification, so the notification package that is in our agenda would be what is being sent out, correct?
That's correct.
And it goes to how many people is it?
It's 2 mile radius.
2 mile radius. And again, for clarity then, what they're asking for is to have a public meeting not to be necessary.
That's correct.
So is the one that you mentioned earlier, is that the only one we've ever waived? And when was that? Was that during the pandemic or not?
It was in 2020. It was 2019.
So
it was
it's
2019.
Pre-pandemic.
It was on their site over off of Highway 1, and it was a small one. It was just for their use, it didn't extend out for anything.
What's your wish?
Another question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you know how many people are within this radius that will be receiving this package? It's a 2 mile radius.
It is a 2 mile radius, and Pam does the notification, so I'll let Pam answer that.
I think it's going to be over 50.
Okay.
So everyone that's directly affected gets notification.
Correct.
Okay. Kelly?
Well, I would suggest not necessarily, because anybody in the air would not receive notification. So, right? Yeah, so I would suggest the answer differently. So we've had situations in the past, in my time, where crop sprayers have an opinion, and they are not landowners within the area. So I lean towards my previous council's suggestions that we continue with the community engagement and it's a one-day event, and it brings the opportunity for discussion.
Thanks, Kelly. Trace?
I'm just wondering, is there a time frame? Like, is that why they're wanting to skip that process? That, because to me, it's probably easier to have an open engagement than sending out letters, because you have to allow for response time from those letters. So I can remember in the package if it had asked if or what the start date for construction was, and I can't remember seeing that.
The notifications must be mailed out 25 days before the meeting date, and then they have to wait till they get the meeting happens, and then they have to come back to the next council meeting, so it is a time thing. So we have to send them. Sorry?
Anne-Marie?
I can't see you guys, so sometimes I might interrupt. Sorry. I'm in favor of an open house too. There's 50 people that have been notified, and sometimes concerns could be addressed right at the open house, rather than having a letter mailed in and then having to reply again, like Tracy said. I think we should do the open house.
Okay, thank you.
Again, so is an open house instead of the notification package or in addition to?
In addition to.
Yeah, okay.
So Shanley, when would this come back to MPC again then? I can't do the math in my head without a calendar. Would it be this September, in the September meeting?
It would be the September meeting.
Yeah, yeah, good.
Kelly? Yeah, I need a motion.
Yeah, I would make a motion that we continue on with our required community engagement.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Any further remarks? All in favor? Any opposed? Unanimously passed that we continue on with open houses. There's nothing in camera. The other information item is MCF Feedyards, and that's just for information, I take it. Are there any questions on that? Seeing none, are there any items for question period? Seeing none, I will adjourn the meeting. Thanks, ladies.